What's up, brother? Looks like your first day, mate. I'm getting bloody love hearts. Look out. I love you too. What else we got here? Might have to from. I don't know if I should stir it through. Probably better to mix it through my dough. Might be better. Let's bring the door over to here. We'll go. New song, okay. 48. We need some instruments. Drop it into there. We might try Area 33 again. track. Neuro DSP, Soldano, throw that into there. It chugs. That. Good to go with that. We need to go to mix IO settings. We need the output. Switch that. Okay. That's all done like that. We'll be good with that. We can then bring that back up. Get my grooves cracking. Do the breakdown and follow the host. Bring it down the BPM on that one. About there, we'll go beat down. Slow kicking. What was that one? The breakdown. I think these ones are pretty cool. I'll put together a little loop happening. So we will classic 8-old sunburst. It's got a nice rosewood neck on it, nice and dark, that one. It's a 2011 USA standard. I'll give you a look at this one while I'm doing it. Get me ABS. We want, okay, we'll do this. So we're going to drop some of these in here. There's one that was like similar to it, I swear. I'm gonna do it for try a different fucking kit too. Diff. That, and then we'll do Yep, I only do originals because you pretty much can't do covers on YouTube without getting copyright strikes. So, yeah. YouTube is not the platform for covers. They'll just demonetize it probably, but you got to be careful. Depending whose song it is and all of that, you can get strikes on your channel. So yeah, unfortunately, but yeah. So you get copyright strikes, and I'm not really interested in doing covers. So there's enough people probably doing that stuff, but yeah. To me, I don't really see the point of covers for. I think if you want to listen to someone's song, I suppose it's cool to watch someone's play a song, but you can always just go open up Spotify, and listen to their songs there. So yeah, and I don't really practice them anymore, covers that much. So yeah, I'm all about just jamming out. Thanks for dropping in, brother. They're an awesome way to learn. I wish I could. I'll tell you what, if YouTube wasn't so strict about it, I would definitely bring more of that. But it's just, yeah, it's a tough one, eh? I don't know why they don't. People are very protective, which I think you really. If I'm playing other people's music, I'm just supporting them and bringing, you know, eyes or ears to their music. So it's very strange how it works, but it's just the laws. I think too, because YouTube puts on ads, and they're all about making the money, and I think it's if their songs are being used, then yeah, it's all about money at the end of the day, which is fair enough. If that's the way the world is and it's there, they own the rights to their music, then it's what it is. So yeah. But yeah, it's pretty late here in Australia. It's nearly like midnight. So I just put down, yeah, I just mess. If you've go and check out my channel, Kartik. I assume that's how you say your name. I'm all about yeah, writing your own riffs, and a lot of stuff out there. Like if you break down riffs, they all have the same similar fundamentals in metal. So if you were to take I think you can play little bits of covers. So if we were to see, then the fundamentals are in that. So I think if you're learning guitar, thanks. Oh, good, I got it. Yeah. Yeah. So, and they're awesome. Yeah. I don't know if you're just learning guitar, if you've played guitar for a while, but definitely, yeah, covers are awesome. Yeah, I was talking to someone today about like this. Mess that one up So yeah, covers are cool, and then you'll go into get rid of. Yeah, have a look. Where has I got myself down? Do some leads. Yeah, leads are definitely an. Yeah, so there's so many ways you can approach it. Leads are definitely more tricky. Yeah, and leads, like obviously it's going to start with some scales and different, you know, legato. So you work on your legato, you know, do a bit of need a floy for that one. Yeah, it's a weird muting. I definitely am muting. This hand sort of will rest on the top strings, these, the bottom will catch those. Mute out me mic. Using software. Neural DSP Soldano. And then running it through direct, so I can turn the mic off and then yeah. But yeah, software, it's this one here. I'll show you the screen capture if I can bring it up like that. Bring it over to here. Grab my OBS, do that. Screen capture, that one right there. Soldano. It sounds awesome. I really love this plugin. Yeah. So I'm using Studio One for my DAW. So I'll bring that over. So I've got this one here. And that way I can have my drum tracks. So we'll bring that over. Because I've got two screens so I can see all what's happening plus see your comments and all that. So we've got the drum program here lit up with that. So if I want that, then I can just mute the mic out. We can, then I gotta go back to OBS. I swear it's to the point I'm gonna need 3 screens here one time. And then I can mute out the mic, we'll do that. my mic? It's E standard. I'm pretty sure. Let me double. Yeah, E standard for sure. Where's my bloody thing there? Get myself done all up. Get my tutor on. Oh, it's a little bit. It's a little bit down. I'll put it out of tune. There you go. So it's a little bit flat. So I was like a little bit flat, but it still sounded in tune, the chords and the leads. Where we got me ABS at? Yeah, we got the mic cracking. It's a Damasio. And this one, I think it's called a Super Distortion. Damasio Super Distortion, passive. And this one, it's pretty low output. It's not a really high output one, this one. Oh, what do I prefer? Oh, I like any. If we're talking black, I prefer Seymour Duncan Blackouts if I'm going to pick one. Yeah, they're not bad. Like, I don't know, like you're saying, yeah, I've seen that comment. Yeah, Studio 16, I'm seeing the comments now. Yeah, I like Studio One, it's just a cool plugin. And yeah, like that. But yeah, a lot of what I do, you just have fun with it, man. That's a cool little one slide. 3 to 6. I've got that in my jacks and I love the Seymour Duncan Blackout. You can't do cleans with it, it's so hot. But just, it's so crushing the tone you get with it. But this sounds pretty cool too. Gotta love blast beats, eh? Who's quiet on the live streams? I'm quiet, is it? Go play that strat, Jeff. What's the time now? We got 8 people in here. But yeah, gotta love blast beats, eh? Just get a blast beat cracking. Get a little warm in here again. Crack window. Ooh, good enough. What you talking? You talking to me, Meadows? So yeah, have a little bit of riffing out. I know if you got any questions, anything you want some help with before I jump out of here. Like how I'm doing some riffs, anything I just played then that you're thinking you want me to explain? If you oh, we had 3 drop in and he just jumped out. Nothing on there. Yeah, strats go alright for sure. And that, yeah, pickup does well. Yeah, it's a, pretty sure that's what it was, a super distortion. So I had a dime bucker in it. Yeah, just work and YouTube, and that's about it. Trying to keep all this going. Trying to go to work. I've been getting a bit of migraines and things like that, but other than that, I'm doing the channel. Need to start focusing more. I've been doing a bit too much live streaming and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, need to. I did a drum beat and a show on the diminished scale for the Patreon today. So we'll get something happening there. Need to write something for the videos. Next lesson. Come up with an idea. Maybe a riff. That's why I like easy death metal patterns are always an easy way to create a vid. Just come up with some idea. Come up, if the style that I do, come up with a couple of notes, see how you can improvise on it. I'm liking the diminished one a lot too. No, I never tried the coloured ones. I heard they, yeah, and they'd go off, yeah. It's not something that interested me. I don't think I wouldn't like coloured strings on my guitar. Just give me Ernie balls. Death metal, thrash metal, man. I'm always. 2 would be harmonic minor. If you're talking modes, Phrygian mode, harmonic minor, pretty much any of the minor keys, melodic minor, natural minor, and diminished. So I'd say that, man, diminished scales. Someone left a comment too, like easy way to figure out diminished scales is so basically all you're doing is we could talk about semitones. If you do it in tone semitone idea, then so it's always, say if we start on the first fret, but if you're in playing E diminished, then it's going to start on the second fret, and then you're just going to go the next fret, and then just put a gap in between it every time. That's your diminished scale. You just have to do the next note next to it and then just leave a fret in between it. It never changes like that. I think they call it like whole tone, half tone. I've heard it called that, but that's a cool one, diminished scale. And then that like looks like come from your diminished scale, you got the diagonal. Got this from the diminished scale. And I like mixing them together because you got the E diminished where you have. So you got that. So yeah, that does work in it too. So I like doing it from the third fret. Harmonic minor's gonna be. Man, that's then you just do the double octave. And this one's called Phrygian dominant. It's the same. Exact same shape as doing, but you do it just from the 12th fret, and that's called Phrygian. And that's doing it like in a lead sense if you were doing legato. But you can use it just for, say you're tremolo. You can drop that back the octave, so you got 12 frets is 1 and 4, and then you got 12, 13, 12, 5th, 14, 15, which would be 0. Which would be 0, 2, 3. So you could use that, you know, say you were doing it in a lead sense. But if you're doing it in a rhythm thing, so that's using just your Phrygian
mode, and then it's like harmonic minor. It's all sort of linked together, but I just recommend that one. So learn just your first octave of the harmonic minor, and that's all. Then it just repeats. That's your second octave. That's a double octave thing. And then a lot of it, I just start grabbing notes. So yeah, diminished and harmonic minor are always my favourites. I just overuse them because even if you're going 7 6 3 2, that's just. The same as the top notes of the harmonic. Except instead of if you did it from the 9th or 7th fret, 7, 8, 11, and then 7, 9, 10. It all depends what you're trying to play. So if you were doing legato licks and things like that, then you're going to stay along this line. But if you want to do octave chords and slide them around, you're going to go 7 6 3 2. So you're just staying in that same. You're on the same strings, and you can just slide the power chords or the octave chords around. And that's really all it is, because they're the same note. Like 8 and 7 on 6 is the same as 3 and 2 on 5. And there's your octave. They're the same notes. They're the same notes right there. So once you start to figure that out too, it's going to help you a lot. So that's Phrygian Dunn. That's one of my favorites. And sometimes I wouldn't even worry about scales. Like, you can just step outside of them. So if you have your, certain ones, you just grab a note outside of it. Just use your ears most of the time too. That's a big thing. If you like the sound of it, sometimes whatever reason, you might like something that isn't supposed to fit. But then you just gotta, figure out. Like scales, they're cool to know. Like, everything's good to know. It's all part of the process of learning. So that's my freaking a midnight explanation while I'm half asleep or half tired or fully tired. You know what I mean? Yeah, and just keep playing. That's half the thing too. There's really no substitute for that. Just playing as much as you can. Because even that, like when I'm doing these live streams and I'm playing, like look at all the playing I'm getting done. It's helping my hands get stronger, more coordinated, all that type of stuff. And then you can start getting in. It all depends where you're at too on your journey. How fast you pick things up, how much time you want to put in. No worries, Jeff. And there's lots of information, you know, like definitely learning how to not lifting your fingers too high, you know, learning how to mute strings. It's like everything like connects together. You know, learning how your palm muting, learning how to just small movements. That's another thing too. It's called economy of movement. So, and that's I think half that's the thing too. Like if you're searching for a lesson or an idea, it's understanding the terminology that you need to start looking for. So like pick slanting, economy of movement, all these type of things, and that's you start focusing like, because when you pick you don't have it like perfectly parallel with the strings, like flat going up and down like this. You've got a slight slant, and the idea behind pick slanting and to show, that's why I don't really do videos on that, because you need to get like the camera set up and you have to get it focused in on your fingers. It's pretty hard to film. But it's basically the idea of pick slanting is an exaggerated, if you pick, and you can't see it because it's probably so dark in this room, but if you got your pick and say it's on a slight bit of an angle, it's when you're picking, as you're coming up, it's like it's slanting up and then it helps you get to the next string. Because if you're like straight flat with it, when you're picking and you have to get to the next string, you gotta like lift your hand up like a little bit and like jump up and out, like jump up and over, jump. But that's not what you want to do. If you've got a bit of a slant, it's like just your picking motion is making it move up just enough to get to the next string, so you're not getting caught. And that's the idea behind pick slanting. It's if you had to have it dead like parallel with the string. So say if I even use my hand, yeah, if it's like dead flat, you know, going against the string, then when you try to string skip or go to the next string, you get hooked up. And that's what the string skipping is pretty much all about, that. Try not to get hooked up. The secret to not lifting your fingers too high is to just, you got to focus on, and you're probably going to have a problem. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, and you can even do like some go like slant it the other way depending on what you're doing, because if you're doing arpeggios, then obviously you're not going to have it slanted that way. Like if you're raking up, you don't want the string facing up on an angle like that, do you? So it all depends to the technique you're doing. So if you're doing a sweep arpeggio and coming back, you're going to put the pick the other way. So that's a different thing too. If you were doing so an arpeggio, you're going to angle it sweeping down, and then you're going to have it the other angle so you can slide it the other way. which I don't do a lot of, but yeah, you'd have to work on that technique. And then, so yeah, the slight pick slanting, having just a little bit of the pick hanging out. And with the not lifting your fingers too high, I'm sure it's like it's going to be your third finger or your pinky. I don't think most people are going to have a problem with lifting their first or second finger too high. But that would be the case with you, Meadows. It's either your pinky or your third finger. Normally the pinky's the worst offender. So what you got to start thinking of, right, is that with your hand, right, it's basically what it is, because as humans, like say I pick up a can, right, I go like that. We normally use our first and second finger when we grab stuff. You might have your pinky on it, but it's not really holding it, isn't it? You're pinching it between your first and your second finger. Like when we grab things, I grab this, I'm always like your first and second. You don't pick something up with your pinky, do you? See, if I try hold that with my pinky, look, I'm barely holding on to it. If I go first finger and my thumb, I'm strong. With my pinky, it's fucking hard to hold on to something, because we don't use the finger enough, right? So that's just telling you your finger's weak. So what it comes down to is that as humans, we're not using our fingers enough, right? So that's why that thing gets away. It's not we're not using them enough, we're not required to use them. Yeah, it depends what type of thrash, but yeah, I'd say that too. Diminished scales, harmonic minor, depending what type of thrash, yeah, you could get away with lots of thrash. Is even going to use like natural minor and stuff. Always a lot of, you don't really see, I'd say, major scales used much in any metal. But yeah, so back to what I was saying about with your pinky. So really what you've got to do is you just have to start doing exercises that require you to use your pinky. And you literally just got to get it on the neck and start to just do little movements. And just start doing, like, the more you play with it, and say if you were to do, and say your pinky's flipping up here when you do it, you've got to start going, bring it down. And start consciously looking at your pinky and going, I'm going to bring it down, I'm going to... You could even do like a little hammer on. So yeah, it all depends on what you're doing. But it's basically strengthening up you need to strengthen it up, and you just need to be cognizant that it's going up every time. And it all depends what you're trying to play, because say I'm doing a power chord with 2 fingers, you can have your pinky flipped up. But see, I think a lot of it, I do have it sort of ready to go. So if it's starting to flap up like that, you've just got to be aware of it and go, come back down, bring it down. Start training your finger to come back down. Start training your brain to start seeing it, that it's lifting up. You know, and then and then start doing more of like the one using it a lot. You need to start doing a lot of... You know, if you do a lot of... pinky, just do like descending chromatics. Because if you did that with your first finger, you'd be like... It's like doing trills, you know? Try to do a trill with your pinky. I suck at, like... slow am I trying to do a trill with my pinky? But there would be some people, if you keep working on it, you just got to strengthen it up, and that's basically why it's flipping up, because you don't use it enough and it's weak. That's pretty much all it is. So you have to then have exercises or songs that you play, or if you're doing leads, I do a lot of 3-finger power chords too, or even 4 where you root, do the bar it out. So I think really the secret to it is first is being aware that it's going up. Second is trying to bring it down. Third would be playing things that require to use your pinky a lot more, and then just drilling on that all the time. Because I think a lot of people, they'll play stuff where it's not required. You'll be playing a riff where you can get away with it using your first 2 fingers or just 3 fingers, and a lot of people will do that. They'll just be... Just for like fun, start doing it with, say it's a simple... Do it with your third, your pinky and your second finger. That's one. Start doing no, I'm calling your pinky weak. Not you. I'm saying your pinky's weak. That's just human physiology. So if you even like your classic... That's a classic one too. Yeah, doing because everyone's pinky's weak, and that's why, because your finger flaps up, because it's weak. That's just, we don't use them. They're just like a little extra finger that doesn't do much, isn't it? That's what happens a lot with your pinky. But yeah, that's the secret, I reckon. You just got to do more of it. Use it more. There's no escape for, just practice. Practice and more practice. And you will get back what you put in. It's in the other room, Husey. I'll probably be jumping off here soon, so... Another time I'll go grab that. Giving the old strata run. Yeah, that might work. You probably break it if you pick stuff up with your pinky. But yeah, I think it's like, because there's a lot of things people play, you'll try not to Thanks, brother. Thanks, Dead Chemical Angel. Appreciate that. From Michigan. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's probably not going to help you too. If you've got like a Hmong pinky, sometimes, then that's, yeah. Everyone's different, like that's probably not going to help. But there was a jazz player from a long time ago called Django Reinhardt, who burned his hand in a fire, could only play with 2 fingers. Check out that dude. His name's Django Reinhardt. And he could only use 2 fingers. He's an old school jazz, like gypsy jazz. So there's always an exception to the rule. But it's all, I'd have to see, like, I don't know if it's completely useless. I haven't seen your hand. Don't know if your doctor said it can't be used. Like, you know your hand anyway if it can be used. yeah, so it's all about, at the end of the day, I swear, like, it's all about determination. You keep, obviously, if you start and looking at what other people are doing, and obviously if you see a lot of these really good players, they don't lift their fingers high off the board. So what's the secret to that? Stop lifting your fingers high. It's as simple as that. Like, it doesn't get any more, you know, and then you have to just do it more and more. Like, because your brain, you're training your brain, you're training your muscle memory, you're training the tendons to do what you want them to do. And if you're not, it's not working, you're just not training enough. That's all it comes down to. And guitar is one of those ones where you will hit a wall. If you don't want to, if you're not determined, and you're not gonna, at least going to put in, man, to get to, you just imagine how much time people are putting in. And you've seen, like, I don't even play as much as some of these people out there. And then it's the fine line between injuring yourself too. You got to be careful with that. Yeah. And I don't know, like, there's no magic secret. It's just, you have to just catch this. It's almost like you just got to be more aware of your own hand. And go, okay, look, there goes that pinky again, flop. And you're like, okay, bring it back down. It flips up, bring it back down. Every time you see it flipping up, bring it back down. And just be more aware of it. And you'll see it, yeah, like these real fast players, like, they barely lift their fingers up. You know, how you... And there's always a little bit of, like, bending room in, like, probably how you're holding the neck. Do you place your thumb, like, classical position, all these type of things. Some people will hang their thumb over the neck and do things like... There are always exceptions to the rule. But there are general rules, you know. But it's just one of those things. And yeah, if you watch a lot of these really fast players, they're very controlled with their hand movement. And that's because they put in so much work. And you're always going to have people who are naturally gifted too. That's just life. You know. There's athletes and people who just, their genetics, they're on a different level. But that's, we're talking, you know. Yeah. That's another thing. I agree with that too. Like, if you're doing lots of bouncing over, you know, it's called economy of movement, you know. And there's and I think, like, with me, there was no books. Like, when I started playing, there was no internet. There was books, sorry, but there was no really videos, anything of anyone telling you. It was just a book. Sorry, there was books. Well, it's midnight here, nearly 1 in the morning. But yeah, and all you have, you know, there was no, I just played, and you play and you play and you play. You just grab the guitar and you're like, okay. Little movement. Obviously, you don't get String skipping's a good one to do too, like going. Frick, I love pinch harmonics. They're so sick. But yeah, just play and play more, you know. But there, that's, you know, a lot of, it's almost like you, I don't know, you can watch things, you can hear advice, but it's almost like you just figure it out. You start looking at your hand and you go, okay. And it's like that penny drops. Or if you're in America, the quarter. I don't know what you'd say for that saying. The penny drops. But yeah, it's like, okay. And it almost comes naturally. The more you do it, your hand gets used to it. And it becomes more and more comfortable. And you can experiment with how you're holding the pick, what types of pick you're using. I'd say a lighter string gauge helps also. Yeah, but it's I think fighting heavy strings is probably not. If you're doing more lead stuff, like if you're just playing rhythm and you're just doing that sort of style, then digging in and you hit really hard. But I think lighter strings make it easier. And then, you know, it's all about what are you trying to achieve? Like articulating what are your goals on the instrument, okay? Because guitar and improving on it is very goal orientated and you have to be focused. If you're just half-assing it and not being like, okay, I'm going to work on this technique, this is how it's going to go. And some people, obviously you can just play, learn songs and figure stuff out. Some people are just naturally gifted and they don't need a lot of instruction. They just start playing stuff and it sort of comes naturally to them. Other people need more strict, focused practice. And then once they get sort of past that little speed hump, then maybe, yeah, they'll start picking it up a bit more naturally. But I know for sure that one thing is like, when you play a lot and you get better, and then you slack off, you notice a loss in performance when you slack off. And I've had that happen to me after, you know, because I've been playing for, 36 years now. There's times when I've stopped playing, not played much at all, and I've lost a lot of, you know, the dexterity it takes. And that shows you that it's like, it's something you do have to maintain as well. And so that's, you know, it's like another old saying, you know, if you don't use it, you lose it. And you need to use it. And just be focused. You know, like we waste a lot of time doing stuff. But yeah, play, and also I'd say too, playing to a metronome or some type of beat. You need to lock in. That's something you need to do a lot too. People don't play to a beat or a metronome, a click track, a drum beat, some type of drum machine, playing to the songs, locking in with timing. You'll notice it's harder to play like certain things when you have to lock in to a beat. You know, yeah, it's a lot of things, and it's all like ticking off little boxes and trying to improve as you go. And then you see some 8-year-old Asian who can play better than you, and you're like, why am I even trying? But it's how it sounds. And always finish off rewarding yourself too. Well, I think you feel like it tires you out more. Yeah, I know. You'll notice like you do fatigue more when you have to lock in with a beat. I find that. Like if I have to lock in with like doing 170 or 150 BPM, tremolo picking and I have to lock in with those double kicks really tight, I get more fatigue in my arm. I feel it tensing up and going, damn, I'm struggling a little bit after I've gone for a while. Then if I'm improvising and tremolo picking and not trying to keep to an exact beat where I can speed up and slow down and just flow with it, that's where I've noticed you'll feel it, you know. And like you lock in with like a 250. Put on some like 250 BPM stuff and tell me how much that's gonna hurt you. You like play as fast as you can, like picking, say tremolo picking, then put on like a I'd say 240, 250 BPM, and put that on and see how long you can go for. And I'll bet you're gonna struggle at the 250. But yeah, no, unless some people, I wouldn't, you know, some people probably have an awesome like inbuilt metronome. They're pretty good. I know I've definitely got a lot of sway if there's not a beat happening. But yeah. But ultimately it's got to be fun. And it's the challenge of it is the enjoyable part, I would say. I like the challenge of it. I like the fun of it. You know, and always reward yourself too, playing things that you enjoy playing. That's another thing. It's good to work on things and try and improve, but it's also good just to enjoy it. And also, I'd say recording yourself, filming yourself, all of that helps because it shows you, one, it can show you your progress over the time you're playing. That's a good thing. Recording yourself, you can listen back and be like, okay, I did this well, but this I struggled at. Yeah, and some people are naturally gifted, right? That is the fact. Like some people just really, I don't know, they come out the gate flying. You know, that's what I mean. You see people with very little instruction just absolutely killing it. Oof. Well, necrophagist is like out of my league. That's like ask, you know, me trying to comment on how would you train to win a gold medal at the Olympics. But if I was ever going to, which I never would, because necrophagist and that style is just like, I'm too lazy and I'm not going to try that hard. But what I would do with them is, okay, if I'm from a compositional, so let's learning a band also from a compositional perspective. So are you talking about, well, compositional, you would break down. So if I was going to learn that and figure, I'd start to write down, right, I'd get a pen and paper, or if you use a computer, and say, okay, here, and start to find where's the verses, where's the repeating sections, where's the chorus, where's the intros, where's the outros, where's the bridges. So start to analyze that would be my first thing if we're talking about a compositional. Then you would start to look at, okay, what type of scales are they using? Okay, and they're probably going to use a lot of diminished and minor scales, because I've heard some of it, it's a lot of it's arpeggios. So basically you're going to have, you know, also they've got weird time signatures all over the place, so that's another thing. You'd have to look at the time signatures, and then you would have to just break it down into its sections, wouldn't you? And if you wanted to achieve that level of playing, now you're going to have to start being very like, I'd even say, you know, I'd even get like a teacher who can play that stuff, who can really look at your hand movements and start to create programs for you to achieve that. And then you're just going to have to practice your ass off. You know, you can break it down. So from what I've heard of them, basically you're going to have to get arpeggios down really fast. Sweep picking is, I wouldn't say any of their riffs aren't going to be hard. It's the arpeggios. The speed at which they do sweeped arpeggios is what's hard about Necrophagist. And for them, from what I've heard of them, they just do like, man, I reckon half or more of the song is arpeggios. Or tapped, you know, an arpeggio with a tap in it or a little slide thing or whatever they're going to do. But yeah, so no, if you understood that's good. But they're too much for me. They're way too much of a challenge for me, but yeah, they're like the ultimate boss level video game. But that is going to require, that is, yeah. If you can pull off that sort of stuff, you're the best in the world. That's all there is to it. They are, I've heard them, like that tech deaf stuff is the hardest. That's pretty much the top of the mountain. If you can play that, you can play anything. The amount of hand control it's going to take, the amount of repetition. Yeah, and you might be, like I said, just one of these naturally gifted people, because you do see kids who are 8 and 10 years old who can do sweeped arpeggios at just speeds that I've never been able to hit. So, and I've practiced and I've gone through them, and I think like certain people, it's like, you know, and it's always Asians, I swear. Not that white people or Europeans can't do it, but Asians, man, with their arpeggios, or just their level, like some of the best like classical musicians are Asian. Like, I swear, like Asians are on another level. And I wonder, I'd love to talk to someone who's like, do they train them young, or is it a culture thing? Like, what is it? Is it genetics? Like, I swear it's like always little Asian kids. Maybe just their determination is, I don't know. But to do that stuff at like 8, 10 years old, you've got to be, I think some people are supremely gifted too. And that's okay to accept that, yeah. I wouldn't even be able to comprehend what they're doing, the way they can link things together and their brains retaining all of that. It's insane. Yeah, their craftsmanship is amazing too, isn't it? Like you see some of the sculptures and the carvings, wood carvings, like so intricate, so much detail. Yeah, like violins, pianos, they are a gifted, I believe, like they're genetically gifted. They're on a next level. You know, you see them like the way they're fit, you know, but they're definitely their culture. If we're talking about, they are very cognizant of how their body moves, and they do a lot of stretching. They're very in tune with their bodies. You know, yeah, you're talking about katana, the sword. Yeah, like Japanese craftsmanship. It's just, they're on another level. And there are certain Europeans who have got it. I wouldn't say I'm one of them. I struggle. I'm a caveman compared to it, but yeah. I'm just like talking out loud, thinking about that one, because you see like people are saying practice, you got to practice, yada yada, and you just see someone who just comes out. But I think it's you know, it's like, why is Africans are the fastest people at running. You know, the fastest man in the world is African. That's been proven. They're genetically superior at running. That's just life. you know. Um, and so I've got no problem with acknowledging exceptional humans that are gifted. It's like savants. Have you ever seen those, like autistic savants, who can, like, some of them even blind and they can play piano, like they can hear tones like insane. Some people's, yeah, you've seen it. It's just like, it's amazing. Some humans are just amazing. They're gifted. Their intelligence is just like next level. I'm not, you know, I'm not one of those supremely just gifted, intelligent people. Like these people who invent things and, you know, physics and mathematics and yeah, it's like there's something going on, and that's okay. So I think I even say that too, because you got to, and I think pure determination and hard work can get you there too. And that's where some people, you're going to have to just work harder if you want it, you know, because there's stories of that too. There's people who aren't gifted and struggled and they just wanted it more than anyone else. So that's possible too, I would say. So yeah, it's a lot to think about. And as you can see, I look at all these things in life and question it. And I love greatness, you know. Some people just at a young age, you know, they're like teenagers or young 20s and they write some of the best music out there. And then we could even start talking about, you know, is it, some people would even say it's like a spiritual thing, where it's like a force is controlling their life and their destiny, which, hey, not to get into religion or anything, but there's something going on with some people. It's like they're gifted, and it's definitely something you can't answer. It's like they're on another level and they've unlocked something. So yeah, but I think just like being more cognizant, doing and just, yeah, breaking things down. Like I've always found with things that are a bit more tricky, I break them down into like a bar at a time and work on little chunks, little pieces and segments. Yeah, oh, no way. Well, they reckon acid has opened up. Have you heard that one where people took acid and they reckon our years and years ago, that's how we created our imagination and became who we are, was with psilocybins, or however you say it. They reckon we were eating mushrooms and something happened and we connected things, and that's how we became what we are. But I'm not gonna get sued for that one, condoning people to start eating mushrooms. So, no, allegedly, YouTube, allegedly, that's what people did. Yeah, there's some stuff going on. And it's a journey, I tell you. Like, it's definitely a journey. And opening up your mind and being more open to possibilities and, yeah, learning how to control your thoughts and emotions a bit better, being goal driven, being goal orientated, staying motivated, staying positive, staying healthy. They're all going to help, you know? And then you'll just see some people who just burn, you know, they burn bright and fade out quick, and they leave their mark on this planet. So they destroy themselves. There's cases of that, like just absolute people who have like tortured themselves and got lost in drug abuse, but they're when they recorded themselves, like they've sung or they've written a song, and you hear it and you're just like, holy crap. Yeah, I watched that one. I remember seeing that. So it's a tough one, man, because it's like what some people have had to do to themselves to create the art we love. I don't think people, a lot of us realise it, but when we're younger we probably don't. Like some people have tortured themselves and literally given their lives to their art and their expression, and they've taken themselves to places that are not good. It's not that they're not good, well, they're not good in the point that it'll cost you your life. I have so many ideas still for riffs. It never stops. Yeah, just have fun with it. I think when you're writing riffs, you just yeah, it definitely does help having a guitar. I always play a lot unplugged too. I'll just sit on the couch with a guitar and just be moving my fingers around a lot. But when it comes to like writing riffs, it's more, you know, like, oh, I do like to strike an open note. It's a lot of the same stuff you're doing, but then I suppose the rhythm is what switches it up. Do you know what I mean? You're grabbing ideas. You got a groove, you do a bit of tremolo picking, throw a bit of trills, whatever you want. It's, sliding around. Just have fun, And a lot of it's rhythmic grooves, I love that. It's slide. That's my dime influence right there for sure. Yeah, it would work for sure. Because what is Phrygian in death metal would work? That's basically Phrygian dominant's pretty much what Nile uses. It's the Egyptian scale. That's 100% it would work. Nile uses it heaps. Because what is death metal but it's thrash metal with different drums and a different vocal delivery. Like, I think the lines between, and it's a lot more just, instead of doing gallops and things, you're doing tremolo picking. I don't really think what separates thrash metal and death metal is really just the way, it's not the notes and the scales, it's the how you apply the notes. It's your picking technique. It's, is it going to have what type of vocal style? Is it going to have growls and the more death metal vocals? Oh man, check out Nile. Yeah, they use Phrygian dominant, man. Nile just kills it. No worries, bro. Thanks for checking them out. Oh, Nile's like, mate, check them out. You'd love them. They're amazing. I wish there was more interviews with Carl. There's some cool stuff out there with, awesome playing, man. Are you saying how to go from chugs to tremolo pick and meadows? It's rhythmic, like, isn't it? You're listening, aren't you? Think of it, you got to think of it like you're a drummer or something. I do. So if I've got chugs, it doesn't really matter, because if you're doing it in quarter notes, like, none of it really matters, because it's just like, gotta start your tremolo pick when say you mix it up. So I just when I do that part, that's when I'm gonna do the tremolo picking. So you know what I mean? It's still the same shit, because all it is a doubling. Like if you do eighth notes, quarter notes, I was probably doing eighth notes then. Say quarter notes would be. doing eighth notes before, not quarter notes. I'd say I've had time with chugs at fast speed and moving the thumb across the. Do you anchor it and pivot it? Yeah, it's moving around, so I suppose if what would be the easiest way? Turn the bloody light on. Maybe if you see me thumb, I don't know, maybe you can see this. If I go that way. You know? Hopefully you could see that. It sort of does this, like whoop, 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 and then sometimes I'll, when I do like, yeah, so at the start of a measure, Meadows, don't think of it as like you, like, oh shit, I've got to do tremolo picking now. Like, it doesn't matter if it's, once you get into eighth notes, I said quarter notes before, but it's just when do you want to do that explosion of 16th notes? Think of it more as like not tremolo picking, but you're doing, when do you want to do 16th notes? I suppose you could call them 30-second notes, if that's how they say it, if it's at a slower tempo. But it's when do you want that fast, just a brrrr, because that's all it is. You're just doubling up the time. You're just increasing time, but the groove never goes away. And that's why you'll see a lot when I explain things, because a lot of people get stuck in that trap when they read tabs and they're like, show me the tabs and let me count the exact amount of zeros and the exact amount of ones and threes and fours that someone was tremolo picking. It's not about that. It's about understanding the groove. So it doesn't matter if I'm just yeah, so if I did it in quarter notes, and that's all it is. So, and then you just, while you're doing that, and I'm not really thinking of it like, oh shit, I've got to stay on 4 and let me do 8th notes and quarter notes and 16th notes, or all I do is just go, then you'll do something where it's like, instead of just, because if you're doing like tremolo picking and you're just hanging on to single notes, then see how it's got the same groove? Even if I'm picking fast, it's just so if you're doing some riff, and then if you do like that's like 1, 2, 3s, now we're talking about triplets. That's how I lost me flow and then it's really, then it comes down to, are you able to play fast enough? Can you pick that fast to be able to do the tremolo picking when you want to? Can you down pick fast enough? Can you gallop fast enough? And I know when I'm starting to struggle, like, I'll be like, okay, you're getting weak, it's time to fire up again. I got to start training again. Because I was like, I'm always lazy with my down picking. So I have to keep constantly working on it. It's forwards, backwards, because it's a stamina thing, and it's like, you're feeling it, and you're like, yeah, okay, I'm getting weak. Let's light it up again, and you just gotta, but I think you can comprehend what's happening. It's physically, can you do it? Like, it burns. It's, like getting at those type of things at that type of speed, and getting your tremolo and getting that, it's physical, 100%, and it's, can you get to that, like, I just closed me freaking thing. But you get what I mean. I'll bring it over here. Always get carried away doing this shit, but I'll show you. So it's, I'll take the delay off, chug it. But it's, yeah, getting like say you take a power, do that with your do string skipping goals. It's easy to stay on one string and go. Doing your down kick. Yeah, if you're decent at galloping then, just got to get your tremolo picking maybe down. But what is it struggling then? Is it the comprehension when to do it? Is that what... Because you sound like you say you can 200 BPM tremolo pick, you can gallop, you can do it all. I'm about 180, 190. I'd say 190. Between 190 and probably 200. I'll quickly give you a speed test. Because I know like battery's 190. I know once I get to like 200, it starts... I start struggling. But an easy way to see, just go like this. We'll just do me double kicks, probably gallop. That one there. Half time, we'll do ride. So I forgot. Oh, that double time. Like that, we'll go up to like 190. That's 193, okay? Oh, thanks, brother. So this is 190. I'll get a different kit too, def. Okay, port, like that. So this is 193 BPM. Is not bad. We'll go 200. We'll go 208 and just see if I fully crash and burn. 208. So I'm falling apart at that. 208, I'm struggling. So it's about my absolute, and I can't do it for long periods of time. 200, I reckon I can lock in. So I'd say about 200 is my limit for gallops. like, even though physically I'm struggling to do them at that tempo, I think I like gallops a little bit slower so they have a bit more of a little bit of sort of gap in between them. But yeah, about that's a 200, and I can't probably just keep going for ages. Like 195 is probably my happy spot for as fast as I can and get a little bit more expressive with it, I'd say. But yeah, that's about where I'd be at. But yeah, it's good to test yourself and see where you're at. I recommend it. And you'll find out where your strengths and weaknesses are and all of that sort of good stuff. And then you can start doing like training and Are you going to the left to die shows at all? What? Nah. Are you going to the left to die? No, I'm not. I don't even know who that is or what that is. Is that a band, I suppose? Left to Die. Don't even know who that is. No. But I'm going to have to love yous and leave yous because it's getting late here. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for support. Go and play some guitar meadows. Put on a drum beat and let me know what your gallop speed is, mate. Because I can tremolo pick. I know I can tremolo pick about 250. And then my tremolo picking's about 250. And then my gallop's around that 200, 195. And then I was down picking a bit then too. But yeah. No worries, thanks for hanging out. Dead Chemical Angel, no worries. Everyone enjoy the rest of your day. Look after yourselves. And I will see you in the next one. Catch us later.